don't even really consider myself single. I consider myself dating myself. I'm taken. I think a lot of people have a different perspective on being single. Let's just approach it differently. There's so many people that they will just do whatever they can to be in the next relationship. They are very dependent. You might have friends like that where they're kind of always in a relationship and they don't seem to have that much time in between. And there's also people that are single for a really long time, but they're dating or talking to or hooking up with so many people. There's nothing wrong with that. Power to you, however you want to approach being single. Don't get me wrong, I love being in a relationship. I love love. Of course, there are certain things I miss about being in one, but there are a lot of aspects to it that I realize I can provide for myself. I love the idea of loving someone so deeply. Why can't I love myself and allow myself to receive that deep love, but coming from me, to treat myself like someone I'm dating? I want to make decisions based on how happy I'm making myself. If I do something, if I make a mistake and I'm really upset, I start to almost like self-sabotage, or I'm getting really angry at myself. Sit back for a second and think, would I be this upset with someone else? Would I treat someone I'm dating like this? No, honestly, I can have a little more grace on them in the situation. So why can't I have that same type of grace towards myself? Something I have been really loving, being able to make decisions just based off my happiness and based off of how I want to see my future, because it's really important to take in consideration a person that you're dating, their feelings and their happiness towards things when you're making decisions. The same thing goes for myself. So when I make decisions and I'm single or dating myself, to really take into consideration my emotions, how this is going to affect my future. Is this the best decision? I think that when you're single, it's important to take advantage of that part of it. It's not that easy to do, to say yes to certain experiences, to say yes to every single opportunity you want to say yes to. I think what's important too is there's this certain type of love and happiness we need to be able to find within ourselves, because if you find it within someone else, I think in ways there's so much beauty in that. But if you haven't found it within yourself first, that could cause a lot of issues down the road. We don't always know what's going to happen in life, and unfortunately, we can't always control it. Sometimes people leave us, whether it's for a reason, sometimes it's nobody's decision. Other times there's mistakes that are made. We can lose people, and unfortunately we do. And if you have built a solid foundation within yourself, it's a little bit easier to lose someone. Of course, it's still awful and sad, and yes, you are losing someone so important to you, but the good thing is you're not losing everything, because if you put everything into someone else, if you put your whole being, your happiness and who you are into someone else, it's going to be very hard to know who you even are if and when that person is gone. Something I like to do is take myself on dates. I love taking myself out for dinner. I love going to the movies sometimes. I will go on trips alone. I have taken so many solo trips before. There's somewhere I want to go and something I want to do and nobody can join me, I'm gonna go do it anyways, and I enjoy my company. It's funny to me because when I got out of a long-term relationship, a few months had passed and people started asking me about my love life, especially when my ex started dating someone else. People would ask me, what's your dating life like? Like, how are things going on that end? And so often when I would say to people, I'm not dating anyone right now, they would be like, oh, well, that's okay. It'll happen. The right person will come. Like, why are you treating me like this is a bad thing? Do you not realize that it's a choice? People will automatically think that you're like unhappy or that you're searching for something else when you're single. But I feel like I've gotten to a point where I love spending time with myself. I cherish my alone time. I look forward to it. I've done so much work on, healing myself, healing my heart. If I'm gonna let someone into my space, not just gonna let anyone in, I know someone will come along and really value who I am as a person and how much work I've done on myself. I get why sometimes people have a hard time being single. However, I think it's very important to sit back and ask yourself, what is it I'm missing and how can I provide that for myself? I think is so important about all of this. You are bringing the best version of yourself into your next relationship. You are healing wounds, you are healing traumas, you are doing the work for yourself and for the person that you will love and that is going to love you. A lot of the time people won't do this work on themselves and they'll bring it into their relationship, and then next thing you know, they're projecting these insecurities, traumas, unhealed wounds on the person that they love. That never makes things easy. I know we're all human and we all have these things. I don't think you're ever necessarily fully healed, able to be this perfect person going into a relationship. But it's so important to do the work on yourself, to be self-aware of the things that you need to do to become a better person. I have time to self-reflect on the decisions I make, because when I sit back and think, how is this going to affect me? Like, what is this going to do for me in my future? Healthy and good habits and things that are really helpful. If you're in a relationship, you love this person and you love hanging out with them and you love spending time with them, most likely you're not like scrolling on your phone the entire time you're with them. A lot of people avoid alone time. Maybe it's because you don't like the idea of being able to have that time alone to sit with your thoughts and almost like be forced to self-reflect. That is something you shouldn't avoid. That is something that you should be able to do. If you feel like that's something that doesn't come easily, then maybe you should work on doing that. Take yourself on dates, go for walks, journal more. If you want to go for dinner somewhere nice, somewhere you've been wanting to try, take yourself. Make it intentional to spend time with yourself. Don't just hope it's going to happen. Give yourself the attention that you would give someone else. Just feel that taking advantage of being single the proper way allows you to grow and get to a level of self-love and happiness within yourself that is so important. It really translates into your life, what you do, how you create, what you do for work, your goals in life, and knowing what those goals are, like really knowing who you are and what you want. This time allows you to do that. I'm not saying you can't do these things if you're with someone. 100% you can, but there are certain ways to go about it and certain things that you can do differently if you are in a phase of your life where you have a lot more alone time and you're not dating someone. I don't know. Love you.